What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing today? So today I decided to do a chit chat, get ready with me, kind of update you guys on my ultrasound and give you guys my labor and delivery story time. I ended up doing my 17 and pregnant but didn't do my labor and delivery, so that is what I'll be talking about today. So if you guys are interested at all, then just stay tuned and keep on watching. All right, so obviously I've already started with my brows. My brows are really going through it right now. Okay, so please excuse them. My skin is going through it. It feels so dry, like it's literally so dry. So I feel like I just need to hydrate it somehow. Put some moisturizer on, which I already did, but it just feels so dry already still. I'm breaking out. Like, I'm really going through it, you guys. I've been feeling super tired lately, so like off. Like, I literally wake up and a little bit after I just feel so tired already. Like right now I'm literally so tired and feel like I can just go to bed. Like, it's so crazy, you guys. Anyway, I have my apples right here and my granola bar, some water just to eat because I literally haven't eaten and I need to eat something. So let's see if I can hold this down, because as you guys know, it's been hard for me to keep stuff down, so we'll see. So to start off, I did want to tell you guys that we did get our first ultrasound finally. It was so nice to see, you guys. It's just, once you hear the heartbeat and like then you see the ultrasound, it's just so much, it just sinks in so much more, you know. And it's just, it was so nice to see the ultrasound and it was just amazing, you guys. It was moving a lot. I thought it was big for how it was seen, but apparently it was much smaller, but it was all normal. Everything came out normal. Baby's healthy, baby's heart is healthy. It's the size it's supposed to be. Nothing concerning about it, so I'm really relieved about that. I do have to take a lot of pills and it's so frustrating. Obviously just as needed, but it's just so like, it's so crazy to like take all this medication because of how this pregnancy is treating me. And yeah, so anyway, I should really start doing my makeup as I do this. Anyway, so I did want to do some eyeshadow today, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with concealing my eyelids. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I will insert my ultrasound pictures and my ultrasound video. We did try to vlog that day, but we suck at vlogging, okay? And there's just people around and I just feel so uncomfortable, you know. I'm not really like, I'm not there yet, okay? I'm gonna go in with this beauty blender. I ordered this, one second, they just all fell. I ordered this little case from Shan. Here's the other one. And it comes in like 4 and in this little package right here. So I just thought it was really useful to keep my sponges in. And yeah, so it's my first time trying it. So we'll see how it goes. I kind of want to show you guys like the different size. So obviously this is a damp one and this is a non-damp one, dry one. So we'll see. I'm gonna test it out with you guys and hopefully it works, because you know some sponges aren't the best to find. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. What do you guys think? I feel like it's blending in really good. It's not really sucking up a lot of product. It's not smudgy. It's not hard to work with at all or blend. I like it so far. Let's see how it works on my skin though, right? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Morphe M411 brush and start off with the light shade. I'm using the palette Morphe 3502. that's just the palette, you know. And while I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about well, I'm gonna insert like the video of the ultrasound and my ultrasound picture, just so you guys kind of see that. So we'll see how long that takes. I'll try to make it short. So then after that plays, I will start talking about my labor and delivery story, you guys. So basically, as you guys all know, Adrian was premature. On the day that I was going into labor, I remember that day it was senior prom night, and I was never planning to go to prom. Okay, whatever. I just remember that day was prom night, and on that weekend also was we were celebrating my aunt's birthday, and you know, I was kind of already feeling like sick. I'm kind of cramping, you know. So that day I was kind of in my cousin's room, you know, there because it was quiet, and I just wanted to be quiet laying down because I was getting cramps, you guys. I was getting cramps, and I was searching it up and going on my, you know, pregnancy app I was using back then. And I was kind of like just searching up, and it was kind of saying like it could probably be Braxton Hicks, and Braxton Hicks are like kind of like contractions, but not real contractions, kind of just preparing you for contractions, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And so that I kind of ignored it, you know. I didn't think about timing them, but it wasn't super strong to that point where it's like, you know, they're contractions. And I just thought they were, you know, I was just thinking they were Braxton Hicks, so I ignored it. But then it was painful, you know, or it was uncomfortable, and so I was just there, you know, laying down, kind of away from everybody or like the loudness, because I just could not. So then I told my mom, you know, they were kind of getting worse, and I called my mom over, and I kind of was like, you know, to the side, telling her, I was like, I'm getting cramps, like it's really hurting. And I was like, can we go to the bathroom? Like I wanted to go to a bathroom with her, or I followed her to the bathroom or something. And I remember her using the bathroom. I don't remember if I don't think this is relevant to say, but whatever. She was on the toilet using the bathroom, and out of nowhere, I stand up. I'm like standing up. I just don't remember if like I was done using the bathroom or I was getting ready to use the bathroom after her, the toilet after her. And next thing you know, I just feel this sharp pain that I literally like, you know, I kind of scream. I don't scream like, you know, I feel it, whatever. And I feel it, and it hurt, you know, and she was kind of concerned about that. And then we go out there, and there's this lady who is like a family friend to my aunt, or a friend to my aunt, and she had recently just had kids. My mom had never had a premature labor or a premature birth, sorry, I don't know. So then that lady though, she's like, start timing it. My mom's like, no, it's too early, she's barely 7 months. And she's like, no, you still have to time it, you know, because if they're close together, then you're in labor, you know, you're going into labor. And basically, we start timing it, you know. I kind of tell them, it's like, no, I don't think so. I think they're just Braxton Hicks, you know. So then she's like, yeah, just time it either way though, you know, like you could be going into labor. Like, are they close together? She's like, just time it. If not, then you don't have to go. But I would say time it. So we start timing it, you know, everybody's there on the table timing it. And they're pretty close along. I forgot how far apart they had to be, but they were like 5 minutes and then 3 minutes and then a minute. And like once we saw that it was like less than 3 minutes, you guys, we were like, all right, yeah, we're going to the hospital right now. Just to check, just to check, because they are painful and I am feeling these contractions, that I don't know they're contractions, but apparently they were contractions. So we go over to the hospital, go in, tell them, what is going on, and they pull me right in, like no hesitation. They just grab the wheelchair and take me to a room. And I'm so sorry. Oh my God. And so basically they just start, take me to a room and I kind of tell them what's going on. And they check me and everything. And they were like, well, you are 1 centimeter dilated. So we're going to see what's going on. We're going to see what we can do to prevent this. Basically, they were saying it could be a preterm delivery, labor. I'm so sorry. I don't know the right terms. But we're going to see what we can do to prevent it from happening. And then after that, a couple, not even a lot of hours go by and I am 3 centimeters dilated. And so they were like, oh my God. So yeah, we think you're going into labor now. Or it's like, yeah, it looks like you're going into labor now. So we're going to keep you here. So yeah, you guys, I was apparently going into labor, they were like checking up on me. And it was just so crazy because, it was so unexpected, it was like a normal day. We're going into, we're going to go to my aunt's, celebrate her birthday. And it was just such a normal day. It was so unexpected, I didn't think that I was going into labor that day, and so early. I was very scared, I don't know what's going to happen. What's the process? Like what happens now? What's going to happen? You know what I mean? And after that, they were kind of like, oh yeah, so then they were telling me about like epidural and all that stuff. And so they kind of said that they were kind of telling me that if I don't take it at like 5 centimeters or 6, that I can't take it after that. So if I do decide when that hits, or if it's too painful, but after that they would not be able to put the epidural on. So then they come in and they tell me I'm 5 centimeters dilated, during that whole time. I don't remember if I was getting contractions or not, but I just remember I felt one so hard that I was like crying so bad. I was crying to my mom and I was like, I want that epidural, because that one just hit so hard. I remember it hitting so hard and I started crying so bad. And it was so crazy because I didn't think my mom was going to let me take the epidural, And she's like, oh, but she even started like crying for me and like, take it, like ask them, like, it's okay, if you can't, like, it's okay. She was very supportive throughout my pregnancy. It was really just her, and I just remember her in there. I don't even remember who was on the room. I just remember her in there next to me the whole time. And I'm gonna go in with the concealer now, you guys. I do not have the right shade for me, so it might be light. So it's gonna be, I don't know how I feel about it, but yeah, it's super light. Okay, let's try the sponge on my face. Okay, the sponge is not bad, you guys. It's really blending it in. It's not leaving me like spots or whatever. Oh my God, this is so light for me. Oh, not good. It's blending really well. I just think that my skin has just been so dry lately that it's not kind of like, makeup is not cooperating with my skin right now. I should have mixed it with my foundation. Yeah, I'm gonna do that next time. Mix it with my foundation because this is way too like, what's going on here, girl? Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, I remember just asking for the epidural at like 5 centimeters dilated. And you guys, the fucking epidural. Oh my God, that shit hurt worse than the contraction. Let me just tell you, that was so painful. It was so painful, you guys. Like, I can't even explain how painful it was. And I'm just crying to my mom about how painful it was. Ooh, my skin needs... I need to do something about this because that's a no for me. Putting some bronzer all over my face because I look too pale. So yeah, I had asked for that epidural, and I just remember like then explaining like, oh, if you need more, press this button. And I was in labor for like a couple days. I don't remember the exact days, but I just know I went in there like Saturday, I think, or Saturday like at midnight, and then I delivered like on a like Monday or Tuesday. Let's see how it works with powder, you guys. Yeah, I was in there for a while, you know. After like 5 centimeters, it was kind of taking a while to dilate further than that. But then after that, I went to 7, and then after that I went to 9, and that's when they were like, all right, we're gonna be delivering here soon, you know. And I just remember being on fucking like epidural so much, you guys, because like I was asleep like most of the time and felt nothing at all. So because I was so high on that, basically, I just remember sleeping most of the time. And I remember one time, I think after delivery, because I don't think they have you eat before, right? After I delivered, I ordered some strawberries because I wanted some strawberries, and then it came to my room, and I just remember like eating like not even like one piece of it and just passing the fuck out after that. It was just so crazy, you guys. But yeah, I was ready, and I just remember every girl in my family being there, like my cousin, my sister, my cousin's little daughter, my aunts, my mom, Adrian's grandma from his dad's side. And it was just crazy because it was literally a whole family. I didn't know they could do that, you know. I thought it was just like certain people, but no, every girl that I could think of in my family, as far as the adults, were in there. And it was just so funny. And so yeah, it was time to push, you know, and it was so crazy. The only thing, so I was treated well, you guys. I was treated like super good, super nice and everything. And I just remember you know, they're like, okay, you're ready to push, because and as soon as, the only part I didn't like, everybody didn't like, was that there's this lady who I guess was like the one that was supposed to do the whole pregnancy or the delivery part. And she got called up, like literally they said, all right, go push. And I was doing my first push, you know, I did like my actual first push. And then this lady got called up by someone else. I forgot what else, but supposedly she was the only one who could do it. Like, she was the only one who could like take care of that certain thing. And it was more of an emergency than, you know, me pushing. So everybody kind of like got pissed and it's like, what the fuck? You know, like I'm literally in the middle of pushing and then that lady leaves. Anyway, she comes back. It didn't take long. She comes back and then that's when we start pushing. And yeah, so we start pushing, and I believe I only had to push like 3 times, 4 in total if we're counting that first push. But I wasn't pushing for long. And I just remember pushing, but the most scariest part for me was, you know, I'm fucking like on that epidural, you know, I really don't know what the fuck is going on. I just know I need to push. And and they're telling me to push, and then next thing you know, I just hear on like the second push, I feel the crazy part is like I don't feel like I'm losing oxygen, you know. I don't feel like I'm losing my breath. I don't feel like, I really don't feel anything, to be honest. I just know I'm pushing, and I'm pushing with like all of what I got. And I just hear randomly like patient's losing oxygen, baby is too, and then they just put this whole oxygen thing on me, and it was just so fast and so scary, you guys. Like, that's what I remember from my side. I don't really know, like, everything else was blurry. I just remember patient's losing oxygen, baby is too, and then they hurry up and put this oxygen thing on me, and they tell me, okay, you're losing oxygen, we need to like, you need to like, this last push has to be the last push, because if the baby doesn't come out right now, we're gonna go through an emergency C-section. And everybody, I just remember I'm just like, okay, you know. And then I look up and I just see everybody, like, because, you know, everybody was around, like my whole family was around. And then I just kind of remember looking up, and it's blurry, you know, it's so blurry. And I just look up and everybody's holding hands with their eyes down, you know, like praying, and literally I just see them praying, you know, they're praying. And after that, on that last push, he comes out, you know, and it was just so crazy, you guys. It was so crazy, because literally we're over here losing oxygen, and they're telling me, if you don't push on this last push, we're gonna have to do an emergency C-section, you know. It was just, y'all, it was crazy, okay? And I normally do my chin now, but I kind of don't want to as I'm doing it. And so after that, ooh, I definitely need to fix my jaw here. And so, yeah, so anyways, as I was saying, it's like, you know, it's just so crazy how things happen, because it's like they said on this last push, and if not, then I'm going on a C-section. And then on that last push, you know, I managed to push him out, and it was just so crazy, you know. After that, although the only thing that sucked is that they did like talk to me about how, because he was going to be premature, you know, his lungs aren't fully developed, so they're gonna have to take him to the NICU. And, oh fuck me, this isn't the right push. They were telling me that I will be able to hold him, or kind of like, you know, really be with him. That they would take him right away, because they need to like take him to the NICU and, you know, pull out oxygen and all these tubes around him. So literally when I pushed him out, they kind of did have me hug him for a little bit, but it didn't last. It was only like literally 2 seconds, and then they took him right out of me, and that was that. He was put into the NICU, you know, and that's a whole different story. It's crazy. It's crazy. He was taken care of well, you know, everything was fun. It's just crazy to see all that, you know, like, it's scary, you know. So yeah, you guys, another funny part is that I just remember I pushing, and after that they're like, okay, you have to push again, and I'm like, what? You know, like, for what? They're like, I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, we need to get the placenta out. And I was just like, what the? It was so funny, you guys, because it's like, I thought I was done pushing, you know, and then they had me push again for the placenta. So yeah, you guys, that is my labor and delivery story. The makeup I'm using so far smells so good. You like, you know, when like makeup just smells so good and you could just smell it off your face? That's me right now. Anyway, all right, so I went ahead and finished my makeup. Here is the finished look. Before I end the video though, I did want to mention like what caused the premature labor, because to be honest, I wasn't sure what caused it either until I recently asked my current doctor. And basically when I found out that I was delivering, I kind of asked them, you know, like what, but I completely like just forgot. Like I just didn't really like, it didn't process. And they said that they had found a UTI, but I didn't know I had a UTI, to be honest. I didn't feel like, I didn't have like symptoms of UTI. But then I asked my doctor, and my doctor said that they did find that, but that wasn't the cause of it. So he kind of just said that sometimes preterm, I don't know the vocabulary, sorry if I'm using vocabulary wrong. Preterm kind of happens at its own, and sometimes you really don't know what the cause is. So like in my case, they didn't really know what the cause was. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now, or what happened then. And so we're just kind of preventing it happening this time around. So yeah, that's that. I also wanted to mention the lashes I am wearing, because I do get asked a lot about my lashes I wear. Right now I am currently wearing these ones. They don't have a name. This is the package though. I got it off Shein though. It comes with like 8 pairs for like $4.50, I believe, but they're really pretty, you guys. I really like them. And then the lips I'm wearing today, it's this Maybelline Super Stay Ink Crayon. It's okay. It's really buttery. I love the color, but it's not really like, you know, a lip pencil, but it still does its work. And then I went in with the Lifter Gloss in the shade Stone. So yeah, if you guys are interested at all. But yeah, you guys, that is it for my video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these. I do kind of have video ideas coming up soon, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.